Power isn't just about control, it's about perception. In every kingdom, boardroom, or relationship, there's always one question looming behind the scenes. Who really holds the power? And most importantly, why? Machiavelli, the father of political cunning, understood something few dare to say aloud. The truly powerful don't rise by charm alone. They do not maintain their position through kindness, nor do they stay unshaken through intellect alone. No, the truly powerful possess a single dangerous trait that sets them apart from the rest: strategic unpredictability. Not recklessness, not chaos, but deliberate unpredictability, tightly controlled, ruthlessly executed. It keeps rivals guessing, allies on edge, and enemies afraid. In this video, we will dive deep into Machiavelli's most feared and admired principle, the power of being unpredictable. If you can master this trait, you will command rooms without speaking and dominate situations before you even act. 1. Predictability is weakness. People crave stability, and in that craving lies their weakness. Predictable people are easy to read, easy to provoke, easy to control. You know exactly what they'll do when they're ignored, complimented, or insulted. This is why they lose in power games. They telegraph their emotions, their plans, their limits. Machiavelli knew this. A prince who is dependent on the word of others will always be ruined. If people can predict you, they can trap you. They'll know when to guilt you, when to flatter you, when to threaten you, and they'll use it against you. But when you introduce just enough unpredictability into your behavior, you become untouchable. You disrupt expectations. You unsettle their confidence. You become dangerous, not because you're violent or cruel, but because no one knows what you'll do next. And what cannot be predicted cannot be manipulated. 2. Be consistent in principle, unpredictable in action. True power comes from controlled contradiction. On the surface, you must seem principled, calm, grounded. Let your values be clear, but let your actions remain unpredictable. This is where most people fail. They confuse consistency with routine, but routine is easily exploited. Machiavelli warns, a prince must learn how not to be good. The lesson here is not about cruelty, but flexibility. You must be consistent in who you are, but not how you act. If you're always kind, people will take advantage. If you're always cold, they'll prepare for it. But if you're unpredictable, kind today, silent tomorrow, assertive the next, they stay off balance. They watch their step. You dictate the tempo. This doesn't mean being erratic. It means being strategic in timing. Always leave people wondering what side of you they'll meet. That mystery is power. 3. Unpredictability creates psychological dominance. Power isn't always taken, it's surrendered. And nothing makes people surrender their power faster than uncertainty. When someone can't read you, they hesitate, they second-guess, they wait for your move, and in that pause, you win. This is the hidden advantage of unpredictability. It creates a fog around you, a mystique. People become so busy trying to decipher your next action, they forget their own. And suddenly, you're not reacting to life, you're directing it. Machiavelli understood that to lead, you must be a mirror of fear and fascination. If people know you're capable of mercy and vengeance, silence and sharpness, retreat and aggression, they'll respect you, even if they don't like you. That respect? It's the bedrock of psychological control. And in power, perception is reality. 4. Emotional detachment is the fuel of unpredictability.
You cannot be unpredictable if you're emotionally reactive. Every outburst, every emotional confession, every over-explanation gives people a window into your psychology. The powerful know this. If you want to control the game, you cannot play with your emotions on the table. Machiavelli would advise, the prince must appear merciful, faithful, humane, upright, and religious, but he must be able and willing to use the opposite qualities when necessary. That is only possible if you are emotionally detached. When you're calm, you choose your moves. When you're volatile, others choose them for you. Emotional detachment allows you to strike when it's least expected. It makes your kindness unpredictable, your absence unpredictable, your vengeance unpredictable. Because you're not acting out of reaction, you're acting out of timing. And that alone separates the player from the pawn. 5. Weaponize your silence. Words are noise. Silence is power. The most dangerous people in any room are rarely the loudest. They are the ones who listen, observe, wait, and then act without warning. Predictable people over-explain. They try to justify, to be understood, to win approval. But silence does something more dangerous. It forces others to fill the space with their fears, their assumptions, their weaknesses. Machiavelli knew that when a leader speaks too much, he reveals too much. But when he speaks little, his words carry weight. Strategic silence makes people wonder if you agree, disagree, or simply don't care. That uncertainty creates emotional tension, and tension gives you leverage. Use silence not as avoidance, but as a weapon. Let people project their insecurities onto your stillness, and then, when the moment is right, cut through their doubts with decisive action. That's what the truly powerful do. They don't threaten, they don't beg, they let the silence devour everything.
6. Disrupt patterns before they form. The most dangerous predators are those that shift shape. When people think they've figured you out, they relax, they stop watching, they make assumptions, and that's exactly when you strike. The truly powerful don't allow people to predict their moves. They disrupt patterns before they become habits. They change environments, roles, language, and even emotion. Not to be fake, but to stay ungraspable. Machiavelli would advise, it is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. So be the type who makes every role your own. Today a mentor, tomorrow a rival. Today patient, tomorrow decisive. If people cannot label you, they cannot anticipate you. And when you're unpinnable, you are ungovernable. The weak find comfort in repetition. The powerful find power in disruption. 7. Confuse with kindness, strike with calculation. Nothing disarms like kindness, and nothing confuses a manipulator more than receiving warmth from someone who is fully capable of destroying them. The most dangerous individuals are not perpetually cold, they are selectively kind. Why? Because true unpredictability comes not just from silence or distance, but from contrast. Machiavelli taught, the lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. Use kindness like a cloak. Offer help when it serves you. Show mercy when it buys silence. Smile, but do not submit. The unpredictable power player confuses those around them, making others think they are safe, welcomed, even favored. But deep down, they know your kindness might disappear at any moment. That confusion becomes psychological leverage. Strike when they least expect it, but never scream your intent. Let your smile be your mask, and your strategy the hidden dagger beneath it.
8. Withdraw to advance. Most people think power means always being seen, always fighting, always speaking. But the truly powerful know that strategic withdrawal is a higher form of dominance. You do not win every battle by engaging. Sometimes you win by vanishing, disappearing from the battlefield, from the conversation, from the game, only to reappear on your own terms. Machiavelli knew this. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. Withdrawal is not surrender. It is a repositioning of power. When you withdraw, you deny others access. You disrupt their control over your mind, your time, your influence. You leave them talking to shadows. Let them grow restless with your silence. Let them fantasize about your return. Then, when the time is right, come back stronger, colder, and more calculated than ever. You will catch them off guard, not because you were weak, but because you were waiting. Power is not what you do, it's what others think you might do. And unpredictability is the lever that moves perception. When you stop broadcasting your emotions, when you disrupt the patterns they expect, when you act on timing instead of impulse, you become a force they can't calculate. That's where fear begins. That's where respect lives. Niccolò Machiavelli taught us not to be monsters, but to be masters. Of others, yes, but more importantly, of ourselves. And the most dangerous trait of the truly powerful is their ability to bend reality, not through noise or brute force, but through mystery, silence, and deliberate unpredictability. Don't explain yourself. Don't telegraph your moves. Be still, be sharp, be unknowable. In a world obsessed with attention, remain unpredictable. That is how you rise, and that is how you stay above.